Hey, this is Sandra, and these are 3 strategies that I picked up from Duke Ung in one of the role plays a couple of days ago, which had such a huge impact on me that I want to share them with you here. Hopefully, you can apply some of the strategies and have lots of booms with it. So, here goes. Number 1, don't get so hung up about the gemstone. The key is that you match their tonality and the pace. If you focus on that, exactly just mirroring what you're hearing, then you can pivot quickly when there is a slight shift. Like a quick example from me, the prospect was a sapphire, and I picked up on the excitement level and the fast pace, but when he shifted towards the end of the conversation, when we talked about money, he slowed right down. But it wasn't that he switched to a really softly spoken pearl, which I would have focused on. He was still sapphire, but he talked a lot slower. And just because I was still talking fast and he was talking slow, we could have broken the rapport and I could have missed the close. So something to be aware of, and just to remember not to get so much in your head and just listen and mirror. Point number 2, never use features and benefits, not even with a sapphire. Although I knew that you were meant to show and not tell, once I heard it was sapphire and we were actually not selling HTC, we made up a thing about a dance program, a VIP dance program. And since the prospect was so excited, I thought I'll wow him. I'll paint the picture of what it's like to sit in these front row seats and their exclusive tickets, wonderful after party, and how would it feel to have access to those sexy dance stars. And yeah, there's a very fine line between creating that exciting picture and becoming a green slimy sales monster, because it's all about the prospect. So the prospect needs to feel the excitement, not you. So you must contain the excitement a little bit and ask smart questions so the prospect feels that passion. And here's how you do it. I'll give you a side-by-side comparison between questions that aren't so good, in my case what I was asking, and smarter questions that Duke was asking to get deeper into the pain. So here goes. I would say things like, so tell me, Duke, do you have a background in dancing? Do you currently dance? That's already tricky because I asked 2 questions there. So what is the prospect meant to do? Answer the first question or the second one? So he started talking and I realized I'm not really getting anywhere. So I tried to correct by asking for the reason. So I said, so Duke, may I ask, why have you picked up dancing again now? And he again would start waffling on about dancing, and we weren't getting anywhere about pains or what's important. Duke, on the other hand, asked more strategic questions about, I'm curious, Sandra, when was the last time you danced? So I went back to the specific event and told him, that's interesting. So what did it take for you to become a ballroom dancer? How many hours of practice did you have to put in? Did you ever win any competitions? Do you still keep those medals? What kind of medals did you get? And by asking those types of questions, it got me really thinking about those accomplishments, how it felt to win those competitions and to go into detail. Yeah, I won this and then we did that. And then it's like, okay, so do you still keep those medals by any chance? Where do you keep them? And I said, yeah, in such and such place, at my parents' place in Germany. It's like, okay, so may I ask, when you go back and you walk past this cupboard with those medals, how does that make you feel? I'm like, wow, you're right. All this nostalgia and I feel amazing. And that is so powerful because instantly you've got that deep connection and all those leverage points that you can bring back towards the end of the close. And because you've got that connection, it is much easier to go into the pains as well. Let's circle back to what I would have done then to get into pains, because once I heard him talking about his wife, so he's got 25 years of dance experience and his wife hasn't, I would say a thing like, so Duke, may I ask, has this ever been a problem for you and your wife when you were dancing together, just because there was such a huge discrepancy in dance level, you being so proficient and her being a beginner? And he would just say, no, not at all. She's not the jealous type. We're just having fun. So I wasn't getting anywhere, no pain whatsoever. Whereas he would be asking, he would look for a keyword. So I might say something like, I mentioned mesmerized. I was mesmerized by this dance teacher or something. So he would say, now Sandra, I noticed you mentioned, you used the word mesmerized there. What is it about that dancing style, that dance teacher that that you loved, that you found mesmerizing? So that again would be talking about specifics, and you can reverse that as well if it's something awful. So Sandra, I noticed you said you hate that incident with dancing. What was it about that incident that had that strong emotion for you? So you can go deeper. And because you then have that rapport, you can then weave in relationship stuff. You can say, I hope you don't mind me asking, is it okay if I talk quite frank with you, Sandra? So he's actually asking me for permission. So instantly, I don't put a defense up or feel offended. I say, yeah, it's okay. And then he can say, but Sandra, it sounds like, does your husband even dance? Have you ever danced together? And that, sorry, my battery is packing in, but that's been 6 minutes, so quite a long time. I hope you found this useful, and let me know if you implement any of these techniques. Good luck. Bye bye.